What's going on YouTube? Standing Man, aka 12 Gauge 365, and I'm back at y'all with another quick one. Now look, man, it seems like y'all done finally made my boy Larry Wills snap. Look, man, I'm not gonna lie, I've been a fan of Larry Wills for the longest. I mean, I love the way he's just candid about his process of, working out, getting big, and what he did to get big. But I feel like he's also one of the nicest guys out there. So for anybody to bring him to a situation to where he has to basically snap or get heated or put his hands on anybody, man, that just speaks volumes of everybody else. And it's not really speaking volumes on Larry Wills because everybody can kind of attest to his character. He's always been a stand-up individual, always been open and honest about, you know, his process, man, and especially in a world where everybody else will lie about their PED usage. They'll just lie about getting to where they got to as far as their physique and their body types. And, we get a lot of people that just lie and just don't really tell the truth about where they got, but about the process that they went through to get to where they were at, man. A lot of people lie about it just to get more clients and get more people to buy into their programs and stuff. But Larry Wills has always been open and honest about, his procedures and what he does to get in the shape that he gets into. So like I said, man, I feel like he's been the topic of conversation, especially in the past couple of weeks. He did a stream with Rampage Jackson where I believe that was in a gym or something they were streaming. And a lot of things, and the thing is, man, with these streamers, I'm not real familiar with a lot of these streamers or whatnot, and a lot of these people that make money off YouTube doing streaming or whatnot. But I know a lot of times these pranks and these kind of, these scenarios that they put themselves in or they put everybody else in that may not be suspecting it. A lot of times these people can kind of go a little bit too far with it, and I definitely feel like that's what happened, especially with Rampage Jackson. Him and Larry Wills, his wife, had some kind of weird kind of eye contact or whatnot. So there was always a kind of reaction to that. Everybody was kind of always already giving their input and giving their takes and basically trying to stir the pot and stir some beef up where there wasn't really any beef or whatnot. So that became a situation for the past couple of weeks, and then even fast forward to last night or earlier this morning. I'm not sure when this stream right here happened, but we have a boxer named Dean the Great. Now I'm not really familiar with Dean the Great. I know he's a YouTuber slash streamer turned boxer or whatnot, and he's a pretty impressive athlete. He does his thing, so he's a boxer, and like I said, he's definitely known in the realm or the world that he belongs to or whatnot. So I'm gonna give him that respect on that front. But he definitely crossed the line that he really couldn't come back from. He was just going really overboard and flirting with Larry Wills' wife, and Rampage kind of started it. And that's the thing, and this is where Rampage needs to kind of take accountability and take responsibility of his role and his place in this whole situation, because he definitely stirred the pot and definitely egged it on, and he was a part of Larry Wills getting pissed off. Obviously Larry Wills picked the smaller of the two to put hands on. I mean, I don't think he, obviously it's Rampage Jackson. I don't care how big you are. You ain't just finna just put hands on Rampage Jackson and not get no kind of reaction. But Rampage Jackson was definitely playing devil's advocate, and he was playing both sides in that situation, because Larry Wills was kind of trying to tell Dean the Great to kind of stay away from his girl or whatnot and, stop playing in my face. And I think Dean the Great went in for a hug or something like that, and where Larry Wills like kind of cut that off, and Rampage kind of egged it on and said, "Hey, like don't disrespect him" and stuff like that. And then he turns around and hugs Larry Wills' wife too, just to kind of play in his face. So I think Rampage Jackson definitely needs to take some accountability and some responsibility, because through the years, I'm not even gonna lie, I don't know how Rampage hasn't been canceled yet, because he's definitely done some wild stuff in the past, and he still does some wild stuff. So I think it's one of those situations to where, like, shout out to Larry Wills, because you handled that situation the best you could. I don't think any man disagreed with what he did. And yeah, I mean, if you guys see the video, Dean the Great just kept playing with him, and Larry Wills just, I mean, the guy's 6'4", 280 pounds, and he just gives Dean an open hand, just bah, just gave him an open hand smack to the face. Dean the Great obviously didn't like that. He even goes so far as saying he's got a strap in the car or whatnot. But you know how that goes. A hit dog gonna holler. You got in your feelings, man. You played in the man's face, and you got belt to your ass for it, bro. Like you got belt put to ass, man. Like, he disciplined you. Somebody else should have done that to you a long time ago, because obviously you ain't had too many people check you for your actions or whatnot. I mean, obviously you're a boxer, you beat people up in the boxing cage, but you're what? I don't know what I don't know what he weighs, but he's a small guy. And Larry Wills is 6'4", 6'5", 280, pushing 300 pounds, man. And like I said, bro, you playing with this man, wife. I don't know what you thought you was gonna get out of the situation. And like I said, this is why I like the fact that Larry Wills is, he stood up for himself because he's one of the nicest guys in the industry. And I've seen people definitely kind of come at him and disrespect him in ways to where I don't think I would have reacted or taken the high road that Larry Wills does sometimes. But it just is what it is, man. Like, look, let this be a lesson to y'all, man. Don't play in people's faces, bro, especially when they got their girls around. That's just one thing as a man, we should just already understand this is unwritten code. When you're around the bros, your bros girl is just off limits. So, like I said, Dean the Great had to find out the hard way. And like I said, man, stay tuned for more breakdown videos. Stay safe out here, man. And always stay blessed. Stay humble, stay safe, and stay dangerous. Like I always want to say, man, I hope y'all been having a great 2026 season. We just ramping up with more of these videos. We got more stuff coming out soon, man. So just stay tuned. And yeah, man, like, don't play in people's faces, man. We'll see y'all on the next one.
This.
We doing the hands. Listen.
You guys want to try to get it?
Yeah.
Oh!